The new and
The
improved.
new and improved. Guys, it is Monday. It's 5 o'clock, and it's time for After Hours Real Estate. The whole point of this show, if you are interested in real estate in Central Texas, whether that's Austin, Texas, Dripping Springs, Lago Vista, where my man is, or any of the other awesome suburbs around here, this is your one-stop shop for information, data, and a little bit of context thrown in by me, Chris Pesek. I'm a real estate broker at Pesek Properties, and my buddy,
This guy.
Stevie Ray Babcock, who is a mortgage loan originator at Motto Mortgage. Steve, what's up, man?
Minus the E and the Ray part, but yeah, I'm well. I'm well, sir. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this. We say we do it every Monday, but we haven't done this since before Christmas. So Happy New Year to you and Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year to you as well, sir. You don't have kids, but that's the excuse I use. That it's a break. I got kids, so let's just wait.
No, it was the end of the year, and I was burned the hell out, and I needed some time to chill, so I did.
See, I can say that, but it's easier to blame my children. So that's what I do.
There you go. Guys, like I mentioned on this show, we do a lot of things. We talk about markets and all, and we're going to jump into that in a second. But normally, since it's After Hours Real Estate, we would be drinking. Steve, are you drinking today?
Well, yeah, I have myself a nice Heineken, my friend.
Oh, Heineken. That a boy.
How about you? How about you? Are you on a water kick for January or something?
Man, people are not going to believe this, but I'm going dry.
For how long?
Dry. I don't know. Well, it might be a dry week. I don't know.
Okay.
But I've got some HEB's best sparkling water here. This is what happens when you're approaching 50, man.
I'm disappointed.
Oh gosh. Okay. Show's over. Get out of here. Cheers, man.
That's all right. That's okay. We'll have a very sober conversation.
I'm going to cheers you with my water.
Boom.
No, it won't be sober.
It's okay. I'll act stupid, and you can be responsible. How's that sound?
Beautiful. Hey, you want to start off with some stats?
I don't have many stats to give. I know that we're changing the format right now. No,
dude,
good.
I've got good ones.
Yeah, I'd love to start off with some stats. Sure. That was very
wonderful. Man. No, you're good. You're good. Here we go. I just got to figure this out. Is that Austin? Can you see Austin?
I see Austin, Texas, real estate update.
Dude, I want to talk about this. Okay, I changed the way I'm doing these a little bit. I put percentages and all of that other stuff. Look at that number of active listings down. That was as of last Thursday from the month before.
So
we're down
less people are listing their home.
Less people have their homes on the markets. Okay, under contract about the same as last month.
Which means to me we got about the same number of buyers out there right now. Keep going.
But do we? Okay, move-in ready homes, and these are the ones available to be moved into in 30 days. These are not under construction now; they can be moved into. We're down 500. We lost almost 25% of our move-in ready homes. Average days on market up just a little bit. Average sales price still going up another 18,000 over the month before. And we closed 592 in December. Okay, so look at something real quick. Close in the last 30 days, move-in ready homes that can be moved into in 30 days. That's less than 4 months of inventory of move-in ready homes. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, builders should have been building the whole time.
Builders should have been building the whole time. We've got move-in ready, that number. There's 662 listings right now that are not complete. Now, those will be coming online anywhere in the next 30 to 60 days, I guess, maybe 90 days. But holy cow. And then I'm gonna switch this up on you because I just ran these numbers and I don't have comparisons. But this is Kyle Buda. Active listings, 582. Look at the move-in ready homes here. Holy builder inventory central, Batman. 372 builder inventory homes out of 582 total. And there's 274 under contract. We don't have enough inventory. Oh, and by the way, this market bubble that everybody's talking about, every market that I've analyzed around Central Texas has had an increase, and the majority of them have increased year over year. So, what say you?
I'm a little surprised, to be
Yeah.
honest, and I'd be very interested in seeing next month's data, so that they can factor in the lower rates, the higher bond prices.
Yeah, because this hasn't even taken into effect lower interest rates yet.
Right. That's what I'm really interested in. Now, I've seen a slight uptick.
I was going to
In
ask you what your calls have been like.
I've seen a slight uptick in activity, but nothing like I would have expected. Right. And so, we pulled rates for somebody the other day. And I'm not allowed to. Okay, so this industry is so regulated that we're in right now that
Yeah.
we've been told that any video we put out, we must save for 3 years and write down the transcript of everything that was said and save that and have it readily available.
Oh my God.
So any show I do now, I have to go back through and write down word for word verbatim what everyone has said, which is stupid, right?
Lucky for
AIs
you, my
that can do it.
friend. Lucky for you, my friend. Everything on my YouTube channel is already
Fantastic.
translated,
Thank you.
so you're good.
And so then you're supposed to save it for 3 years. And if I say, hey, rates are 20%, which they're very much not that today, which I'm using that as an obnoxious example so that I don't get in trouble, right? But if I were to say that, then I better darn well come up with the APR, which is just a fancy word for saying how much money are you really spending on the mortgage, right? And then they give it to you in a percentage, which is even more confusing. APR is not fair. It was done by a jerk. Whoever came up with APR is a jerk and doesn't like people. And so they decided to come up with something really confusing and stupid, and they called it APR. And then they throw it out there and said, screw people. That's I'm sure what happened in some kind of boardroom. But if you ever like me to explain it to you, I can explain it to you. But
you just did. It's beautiful.
But long story short is no. I figured we'd see a lot more. We pulled rates and we're in the range of low to mid sixes.
Yep.
For a very high tiered client. So that's about as specific as I'm going to get without having to transcript this whole damn thing, right? But
right.
So I don't want to talk about specific rates anymore, which is just terrible. Which of course no one cares about the rate, right? Why come here if you don't want to hear the damn rate? But you can Google average mortgage rate and then add and subtract about plus 1% to all of what you see, and that's pretty much your range of what you could find. If you could do it for me, that's great. But if you want to Google average mortgage rates, you can then actually it's pretty accurate to about plus or minus 1%. And if you're in that range, then that you've gotten a pretty good deal.
All right, so just for S's and G's, we will do that. There you go. Here's your 30-year fixed right now for $300,000. Nobody's buying a house for $300,000 in Austin.
Right, so again, I'm not going to get specific, but I know that for no extra points. Now, again, you know what? I am getting too specific here, aren't I? But I'll tell you that 30-year number is very high.
Very high
compared to what I'm offering.
Yep.
Very
like Steve just mentioned, plus or minus about 1%. Minus about 1%. He can't say it. I can. So yeah, I saw for a buyer this weekend, and that's
the problem with that number
high.
That you're looking at right there is that it includes people that have paid money to get a better rate or have been given money for a worse rate.
Right.
Which, if you've only just now tuned into the show, the dirty little secret in there is that you can almost get any rate you want. You just have to pay for it. And there is no rate when someone comes to a lender. That you have multiple options at multiple banks, and every rate option comes with a price tag next to it. Some price tags are negative, so you can actually get paid.
Gotta love those.
But there is no rate, right? And so, where am I going with this one now? But long story short is what it shows you there is not the rate, right? It gives you an average compiled list of what they're seeing in the market with data that really muddies it, makes it look less accurate than it is. But it's it's an average of everything. So it moves, right? The way it's moving is the way the market is moving, which is nice. It just may not be exactly the right number. Think of it like moving like this as opposed to one little thing moving. You know what I mean? It's more like the river is moving and you're looking at somewhere in the middle, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
well, And I'm going to say too, like I expected, because the rates started dropping kind of beginning of November and then came down. People started talking about it around Thanksgiving, and I was expecting December to be a bigger year. I'm gonna be honest, or a
Me
bigger
too.
month, and I didn't. That was interesting, but
I was amazed that December seemed to be one of the worst. Actually, it was our worst month of the year.
yeah, from an inbound phone call and
Closings
approvals. Oh,
for
closings.
closing.
Okay, got you,
Yeah.
got you.
November was one of the best, and December was one of the absolute worst. So
That's
it's
crazy.
very
It's
interesting
backwards.
how it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very interesting how it works. And usually December was a great month. So I think
yeah.
you know, I met with a financial advisor this morning that I've known for years. I trust him like crazy, and he I said, I think everyone's waiting for the recession to happen. And he said, what's funny about that is he said, it's been happening, but in microchasms. He says, if you're a realtor or a lender, you have been in a depression, not just a recession,
Yeah.
right? Your friends are losing jobs. They're having to find other jobs. They're losing, their shirts, and you would be at the very minimum a recession. He
Yeah.
says, but if you were in healthcare, you had one of the best years of your life. If you were a stockbroker, you did quite well this year,
Yeah.
right? And so, he started saying how there's certain sectors that have been hitting a recession, and those then will have domino effects. He says, but I don't think we're going to see a recession. He says,
Right.
I think that it's been managed in such a way that it's hit people at different times, and hasn't hit enough people at the same time to be called a recession. Right, but I mean, dude, you talk to any lender from the last year, and unless they're just a jerk, they will tell you it was a
Oh yeah.
rough year.
Oh, same with realtors. Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
man,
we've all talked about it. And, you just you save money as you can, and just like anybody else in any other job, when times get rough, you better hope you put some money away.
there's always alcohol.
There's always alcohol, the recession-proof investment, right? Actually, dude, craft beer or beer sales are down like I
Heard that
don't
they were
know,
down.
I think it's like 25% over the last 2 years. It's
We're talking
crazy.
about what if we threw Bud Light out of the mix? Then what would it look like? I wonder.
I'd probably be a little bit higher, but yeah, that's
Do you realize? I think I've said this on the show before, but the person that was in charge of that whole campaign, you realize it was her first job out of college.
yeah,
She went to an Ivy League school, and her first job out of college wasn't in the mailroom. It was vice president of marketing. Here you go. Welcome to the fire, right? And then she
whoever
does
hired
this, and
her
she's
had to get
interviewed.
fired.
Dude, can you imagine being interviewed at your first job, and then you find out that interview was seen by like 300 million people that hate you? I actually feel kind of bad for her, regardless of what she did or how you feel about it.
Yeah.
Imagine being that young at your first job and having this kind of reaction around the world, where the conservatives hate you for what you've done, and the liberals hate you because of what you didn't do and how you didn't defend people, and everyone in between thinks you're just evil for. I'm telling you, it is. We can get off on something else, but I felt actually pretty
Oh my
badly for
gosh.
her. Even though I don't agree with her, it's like, wow, you had a bad day.
Yeah, that's a bad day at the office. Maybe drink a beer. Maybe
Yeah, no
drink a
kidding,
beer.
right? Bud Light. She better get
She
free Bud
probably
Light for a
drinks.
year.
She probably drinks Bud Seltzer. To be honest with you.
Oh
Look,
man.
there's a reason the breweries are starting to brew seltzers, because that's where the market share is going.
Okay, so I propose quickly here. I'm going to do a quick subject change because you've told me that we are limiting the show. We're going to try to
We're
make the
limiting
show
the
much
show.
more palatable for people. So
Yes.
instead of just rambling for 40 minutes, we're going to make a nice show. So I propose the first show of the year. We do some predictions for the year based on what we think is going to come out, and hopefully, if we are smart enough to remember it, we can come back to this and see how we did.
I'm in. You gonna go first, or you want me to go?
I'll go first. Where are rates going to be at the last day of this year?
Oh, you're asking
trading
me to
day.
go first.
But yeah, I'm asking you for you. Yeah, give me the shot. I'm going to put you on the
Well,
spot.
because rates are in this big raw band. Okay.
No,
let's
I want a number. I want a number.
for
You can't
what?
give me. Well, I think you'll be sub 10%.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm going to give you something specific. Okay.
Okay, all right.
You can't tell me a rate right now. Okay. But I'm going to say right now.
Yeah, touche.
Rates. I'm going to say rates right now are 6.5%. Okay. Right now are 6.5%.
We locked someone in very, very, very close to that within the last 30 days. So I will tell you that you are very accurate as to where rates would be with a
certain
broker.
loan. Yeah.
Right. Well, a broker, not a correspondent lender, but a broker. The big banks are having trouble keeping up with the brokers right now because of their overhead costs. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
Hence why that number is so ranged right now.
But anyway, if it's 6.5 now, I'm going to say that we are going to get a reduction down 3/4 of a percentage point. We're going to be 5.75 by the end of 2024.
That is a really good prediction, and as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to go crazy and say we'll be at 5%.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You think we're dropping 1.5 over the next year?
We dropped almost a point in the last couple months.
That's a fair point.
I think it's going to take some world
you
events.
But you always say the reason that we're dropping that is because it's pricing into account for future events.
Sure.
All right.
Typically,
cool. So you're double me.
Do you know typically what that event is?
Don't say it's an election.
No, it's the next Fed meeting.
Oh, well, yeah, fair.
When they price it in, yeah, you could try and price in for 10 years, but you're really just trying to get to the next outlook.
Yeah.
The next, how's it sounding out there,
I'm still sticking at 5.5. I don't think we're stupid enough to go down to 5 again.
Well, I don't think we'll ever see 3s again.
No,
I think
well,
if we do
not.
see, and I do think if we see 4s, it'll be briefly, or you'd have to buy into it.
Okay.
But for the par rates, meaning you don't have to spend a lot of extra money, the closest to $0 rate, the option that we have. I would expect by the end of this year, we can be in the 5s. I'm just going to say 5% because I'm going to be optimistic about it. I'm usually pessimistic, so I'm
There you go. No, that's awesome. Okay, my turn. Austin MSA. Okay, entire Austin area.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciation this year or depreciation. What do you think?
Oh man, I think we're going to see maybe 15% increases this year.
You and I are on the same target.
It's not enough houses. The rates are getting better, and there's when people want to start moving, there's not going to be a lot of options. So yeah, I think there's going to be multiple bidding wars. You and I have been talking about this. We've been, wolves in sheep clothing, saying, "Come on, sheep! It's time to come over here now, right?" Like I'm telling people, it's time to buy, but we were actually good wolves in sheep's clothing. You know what I mean? Like actually cared about.
We're trying to help.
Yeah, we get paid for it, but the point is, we actually think it's a good time to buy right now.
I sent out a video to my buyers in my database, like, guys, if you're going to buy this year, do it sooner than later.
Oh, I think it's already too late, honestly.
Well, I mean, okay, do it in the first quarter, not in the third quarter, is what I'm saying.
Look,
it's not you missed your time.
Ever. It's always time to
buy. Yeah. I agree. I've got people that listen to the show that will disagree with me 100%, but I agree. Look, man. Anyway, we're not going to get down that rabbit hole. So yeah, we're both saying 15%, and I think that's a very realistic number. Because here's the other thing: as builders ramp up, you and I both know that the supply chain stuff has not fixed itself.
No, and the supply chain is also different than the demand, right? So the supply chain is messed up for new building materials, which is what Chris is talking about. But the demand for new homes never really changes. Okay, the actual implementation of whether we're going to buy a house or not changes, but the demand doesn't usually change. People still want, whether they get it or not, right, or need it is different, but people still want the bigger house. They still want to live on the lake. They still want to live in the mountains. They still want to, you know what I mean? And so that demand will continue to grow. It will include people that need to build or buy as well, right? But if you don't give me more supply, that is only going to grow, and as the rates come down, it's going to exacerbate that growth. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I mean, we're going to be right where we were in 2021 when you had $50,000 over asking prices on almost every house.
Yeah.
I mean,
and by the way, guys, I am not saying that this is going to be this is not the story nationwide. I'm not saying that. I think nationwide we will still see appreciation, but in our area, we're going to see the appreciation.
It's fun to talk about, but honestly, when you're the king of everything, you're the king of nothing. Just learn your own area and stick to it. That's my attitude, right? Furthermore, I can't do loans outside of Texas anyways, so I don't care.
But if you're moving to Dallas or Houston or anywhere else in Texas, this guy can do your loan.
I can help you. Yes, I can.
And
I would like to.
I've got realtors in every city in the US that I know and have worked with and that are really good friends. So if you need that, I can refer you to somebody, but I'm not going to work other markets.
Every city in the U.S., you're a liar.
No, I said every city in Texas. Every city in Texas.
Okay, there you go. Actually, I would believe that. I would believe that wholeheartedly, actually.
Yeah.
Chris travels a lot. I'm sorry for calling you a liar. I was kidding, but yeah.
Yes. Jackass. God.
It's good times, man. It's good fun times.
So let's leave it on the predictions, man. We're both seeing big things ahead this year.
Yeah, it should definitely be better than last year.
It'll it'll be better for some people. Oh, this is what I'm going to leave it on. So I've got a listing that I put on the market Christmas Day. Okay, it's 14 days ago. How many showings have I? It's in Northwest Hills. How many showings have I had on it?
Well, more than 0. So let's say 5.
I just got another request that I've got to deny. 40.
Here it is. Like I said, I think it's already too late.
We just put it under contract.
Yeah, so I think it's already. I think it's already too late to yeah. You should have bought last year if you were a buyer.
Look. We have got to qualify that Northwest Hills is a very highly sought after part of Austin, and there is very, 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 very low inventory in Northwest Hills.
Okay, well, let's go back a year, maybe 6 months. Would you think there were 40 offers back then?
No, I didn't say offers. I said showings.
I'm sorry. Fine. Do you think there were 40 showings back then?
No, there still weren't.
Okay.
If I had 40 offers, I wouldn't be on the show right now. I'd be pulling my hair out.
We're talking about another one after we hang up on this one, by the way.
All right. Yeah. That sounds good. Guys, we're doing this every Monday. We're coming live to you on Facebook and on YouTube. And we want it to be interactive. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments. Even if it's after the show, if you're seeing this after the fact, we'll still go back and answer your comments. And if you're thinking about moving to the Austin area, reach out to one of us. We would be more than happy to help you out.